There's nothing worse than war, right? The only reason we have war is that we have different countries. These countries make war on each other. Now, if we just lived under a world government, we'd all live in peace, brotherhood, and happiness. Well, contradicting that is this man, Professor Rudolf Rummel, Professor Emeritus of Political Science at the University of Hawaii, did an interesting study on death in the 20th century. And what he found that in that century, 4 times more people died at the hands of their own government than died in war. So it seems that there is something worse than war, which is totalitarian government. The question you got to ask is, if we have a world government, who's going to run it? Now, globalists will say, well, international coalitions are great. Look at how they stopped Saddam Hussein. What happens if Saddam Hussein runs your world government? If you got only one government on the earth, where are you going to run to hide? There's no government now you can run to protect you. The founding fathers of America knew that it's very dangerous to put all power in one place. That's why they didn't just give us a president and the executive branch, but they also gave us a legislative branch. And even with that, there's a check and a balance, right, between the House and the Senate, plus the judicial branch to keep an eye on the other two. And I know that there's been corruption in all those branches of government, but nonetheless, that system has served to protect us from being taken over by a dictatorship. And by the way, in the original view of the framers, the states were supposed to counterbalance the power of the federal government, an issue that was sort of settled by the war between the states. James Madison, our 4th president, said this: the accumulation of all power in the same hands may be pronounced the very definition of tyranny. You can be sure if you accumulate all power in the world government, it'll be the worst tyranny this planet has ever seen. All right, well, what about this Council on Foreign Relations?